So, there I am, standing in this glittery, over-the-top hotel ballroom, holding a cocktail that costs more than my first car while my wife, excuse me, ex-wife, Olivia, is basically auditioning for best supporting role in someone else's life. She's glued to Ben, her so-called male best friend, who looks like he just found out he unlocked the wife attachment bonus in real life. Someone nearby, clearly confused, points at her ring finger and asks, "Are you married?" Without missing a beat, she leans in like she's about to share the secrets of the universe and says, "Not really. It doesn't count when he's boring." Polite laughter from the crowd. And me? I just raise my glass in a slow, deliberate toast to the absurdity of it all. "Cheers," I whisper under my breath. "Noted. Loud and clear, Your Majesty." Next morning I wake up to quiet. Absolute, glorious quiet. No arguments. No, "how could you" speeches. No plates hurled across the room like in some Lifetime movie. Just me. Coffee. And the undeniable truth, my marriage ended Saturday night. Her laugh at the wedding, the shrill, fake, nasty little cackle, was the punctuation mark on 4 years of polite suffering. Let's rewind a bit. I'm Tom. Married to Olivia for 4 years. From the outside, life looked picture perfect. Nice house, decent cars, brunches that would make Instagram jealous. Underneath, though, foundation crumbling. And the culprit? Ben. Olivia's brother/male best friend. At first I told myself, relax. They have history. Don't be insecure. But over the last year something changed. The entitlement ballooned. Her respect for me deflated like a sad party balloon. Red flags went from little fluttering annoyances to full-blown neon flashing banners in my face. Constant texting. Phone angled away whenever Ben messaged. Every conversation somehow looping back to him. Comparing my decisions to his. I swear at one point I half expected her to start consulting a flowchart. Step 1, ask Ben. Step 2, do the opposite if he disagrees. The moment I knew I needed an exit strategy? About 8 months ago. Anniversary trip planning. I spent weeks finding a quiet cabin in the mountains, the kind with cozy fireplaces and zero Wi-Fi drama. Show her the photos. She's underwhelmed. I nod, smile, bite my tongue. The next day she pops into the room, all excitement, like she's unveiling the second coming of vacation ideas. "Tom, Ben says we have to go to that new resort on the coast. Amazing views, spa packages, poolside cabanas." I blink. Okay, did we discuss that together?" "Oh, don't worry. Ben already decided. I just agreed. It's perfect." My plans were irrelevant. 4 days of watching her text him pictures of the ocean, sunsets, breakfast buffets, and, of course, herself in every reflection possible. That's when it hit me, I wasn't the fun husband. I was the human infrastructure, boring, reliable, and utterly replaceable. So I stopped being a doormat. Quietly, calmly, with military precision. Drama? That's her department. I'm a planner. Step 1, lawyer. Sharp, no-nonsense guy. 90-minute consultation. Learn rights. Protect assets. House bought before marriage? Locked down. Bank accounts? New ones opened. Income diverted. Shared account funded just enough for appearances. Escape route built, brick by brick, in case the fireworks started early. And then came last Saturday. The wedding. Her friend from college. And that was when the final straw dropped. A huge expensive party. Olivia was in heaven. Really, this is her element. A crowd, an audience, people hanging on her every move like she was performing a one-woman Broadway show. That dress she bought for the wedding? She casually mentioned it was a bit pricey. And of course she charged it to our joint card, because nothing says marital bliss like public humiliation disguised as fashion. She spent the entire night attached to Ben's arm, laughing loudly, making a spectacle of themselves on the dance floor. And me? I basically became the invisible furniture in the room. I wasn't there to fight for her attention. I was there to observe. Take notes. Gather the final pieces of data. This was important, I had a feeling. Around 10 I was at the bar, chatting with the groom's uncle, doing my best impression of a bored cocktail connoisseur. Olivia was across the room with Ben and some other people I didn't know. Then I saw it, a woman pointing at Olivia's ring. "Are you married?" she asked, genuinely curious. Instead of just pointing at me, literally standing 20 feet away, Olivia decided to put on a show. She tilted her head, let out this high, fake laugh and said, "Oh, I'm married, but not to Ben, unfortunately." Then she leaned in, all conspiratorial, like she was sharing state secrets. "Not really anyway. It doesn't count when he's boring." The group laughed politely, clearly impressed by her charisma. or maybe just impressed by the sheer audacity. I, of course, raised a perfectly still eyebrow, my inner monologue screaming, "Well, congratulations, you just confirmed everything." No anger, no chest-exploding fury. Just this cold, quiet certainty. This wasn't a marriage. It was a joke. And I was the punchline. I gave her a little nod from across the room. A simple nod. She probably interpreted it as attentiveness. Cute. It was actually a nod of acknowledgement. Mission understood. I turned on my heel, walked out of that glittering circus, and went up to our hotel room. Party over. Marriage over. Time to execute phase 1 of Operation Tom. First thing I did? Took off my wedding ring. Set it on the dresser. Stared at it. Felt like peeling off a mask. A costume. Then I packed my bag. Every movement measured. Calm. Deliberate. I wasn't letting emotions dictate my actions. I was executing a plan I'd been rehearsing for months. I was a man on a mission. Checked out of the hotel, drove home. 40 minutes of blissful silence. Not a song on the radio, not a single thought about the past 4 years. Well, except for some tiny snarky commentary in my head. Hope you enjoy Ben's version of Paradise, Princess. Got to the house around 11:30. My house. My sanctuary. First on the checklist, secure the property. Walked straight to the smart home panel in the kitchen. User settings. Found her profile. 2 clicks. Deleted. Her access code? Gone. Fob? Deactivated. 5 minutes later, she was a stranger. Physically locked out. Next, finances. I sat at my desk, logging into our joint bank account. The one I'd kept funded for her shopping sprees, lunches with friends, car payments, emergencies that never were. Balance? A few thousand. Transferred every penny to my personal account. Bye-bye free lifestyle. Then came the fun part. Her supplementary credit card, the little genie that had granted every whim. Logged into my main credit card account. She had a supplementary card, basically her own personal little treasure chest for splurges. I went through the charges, the wedding dress, a spa day with Ben's sister, because of course he needed pampering too, and a new set of luggage for some girl's trip she was planning. Honestly, I half expected to find a charge for emotional support margaritas. I reported the card stolen. Instant freeze. Bam. Financial support system? Gone. Poof. Just like that, the golden goose of extravagant joint spending had been grounded. Then came the fun, or rather, the methodical purging of my sanity, from her side. I had a huge stack of flat-packed moving boxes in the garage that I'd bought for exactly this moment. Over the next 3 hours, I transformed into the most efficient estate manager you could imagine, systematically erasing Olivia from my home. I wasn't angry. I wasn't sad. I felt this weird detachment, like I'd just been promoted to CEO of Operation Reclaim My Life. Her massive walk-in closet? Boxed. Her side of the bathroom vanity? Boxed. Her home office, all her clothes, shoes, bottles of designer, whatever, every piece of expensive junk she'd lovingly accumulated over the years? Boxed, sealed, stacked neatly in the garage. The house started to feel like mine again. Quiet. Orderly. Like a spa for the soul, if your soul enjoys revenge with a side of meticulous organization. By 3 a.m. I was sending a 2-word email to my lawyer. File it. And then, for the first time in a year, I went to bed and slept like a normal human being, no nightmares about dress receipts or imaginary jealousy. The calls started the next morning. First, a cheerful, oblivious one from the hotel. She thought I'd left for work. Classic. Then an hour later, angry and confused. Her card declined when she tried to pay for her and Ben's room service breakfast. I almost laughed into the phone. And then an hour after that, full-on panic. She was standing on my front porch, tea in hand, looking like a Disney villain realizing her plan had failed. "Tom, what is going on?" "I'm locked out," she screamed. "I know," I said, voice flat, calm as a monk in a hurricane. "What do you mean? You know this isn't funny. Let me in." "No," I said, deadpan. "I heard what you said last night, Olivia. I heard you tell everyone your marriage doesn't count because I'm boring. So consider this me making your life a little more exciting. You're free now. You don't have a boring husband anymore. And you don't have his boring house either." She started denying it. Of course it was a joke. I was just being crazy, I cut in, finishing her sentence. "I got it. Misunderstood. Doesn't matter. It's done. All your things are in 42 boxes in the garage. A moving company comes tomorrow to take them to a storage unit. I paid for 3 months. I'll text you the info when it's done. Bank account? Empty. Credit card? Cancelled. Divorce papers? Served Monday. We're finished. I could hear Ben in the background trying to be heroic. You can't do this. He's bluffing. He's just dramatic. Oh really? I said, voice sweet as poison. You drove her home, didn't you? Her knight in shining armor. Can't do this? Already done. She cried. I paused. I already did. Click. Hung up. And just to seal it, I blocked both their numbers. Phase 1 was complete. Update 2. Naturally, Olivia and Ben didn't just accept it. People like them never quietly face consequences. They have to create a narrative where they're the victims. Because why take responsibility when you can spin a tragedy, right? For a few hours they just lingered. My security camera caught Ben trying to shoulder check the front door like he was auditioning for Fast and Furious 22, Suburban Edition. Spoiler alert, Solidwood doesn't care about your ego, Ben. Pathetic. He even tried looking tough for the camera, awkwardly flexing like a teenager at a middle school dance. The next day when the movers arrived, there they were. Ben and Olivia, parked across the street in his shiny little car, watching the chaos like it was National Geographic, Divorce Edition. I made a show of going out to get the mail, then spent a solid 20 minutes weeding my front garden bed. That's right. I weeded. Calmly. Methodically. Ignoring them completely. Total lack of reaction? Priceless. I could feel their eyes burning holes through my soul, but I refused to give them the satisfaction of a confrontation. When the direct approach failed, they pivoted to what I can only describe as a full-scale campaign of information warfare. Olivia was clearly the general in this operation. Within a day the whispering started. I was the villain, the jealous, controlling husband who couldn't handle her having a male friend. According to their masterful little PR team, I had a breakdown at the wedding, imagined the whole thing and flew into a violent rage, kicking her out of her own home. I can see the movie poster now, Tom versus Olivia, the boring husband strikes back. Some people actually bought it. Olivia's mother was first on the offensive. A long, tearful voicemail explaining how disappointed she was, how Olivia was a wreck, and how I needed to be a man and fix the mess I made. I saved it. Listened once for entertainment. Did not reply. Then came the text. Angry, accusatory, melodramatic texts. I was apparently a monster, abusive, and every villain in a soap opera rolled into one. They were trying to isolate me. Cute. Except, I had already isolated them. I knew I needed proof. Hard proof. A wedding is a public event, and in 2025, everything is filmed. There's no escaping the internet, and Olivia's self-directed drama was bound to be caught on camera. I didn't want to deal with the official videographer. Too slow, too polite, and probably charging extra for emotional distress footage. I thought about who would have the most footage. The bride's younger cousin, Maya, was glued to her phone all night, documenting everything for Instagram. Perfect. I found her online and sent a polite, slightly manipulative message. Hi Maya. I'm putting together a little memory book for the bride and groom. I'd love any clips you have from the reception. She responded immediately, all excited, and sent me a link to a folder with her videos. I spent an hour going through the footage, sifting through dance-offs, champagne toasts, and various attempts at awkward photobombs until I found it. There they were, Olivia, Ben, the group at the bar. And in the background, crystal clear, perfectly framed, Olivia's high-pitched, fake laugh, and the words that ended my marriage forever. Not really anyway. It doesn't count when he's boring. I clipped that 10-second masterpiece. Surgical. Precise. Not for the world to see yet. No, this was going to be targeted, surgical. I drafted a short, sweet group text to a very specific list. The bride and groom, Olivia's parents, her sister, and Ben's long-term girlfriend, Emily. I had her number from a dinner party. My thumbs hovered over the keyboard, savoring the moment. The text read, I know you've all been hearing a lot of stories. I just want the truth to be clear. This is a clip from the wedding on Saturday. The audio is what matters, folks. Forget the dancing, the sparkling wine, the glittery shoes. This was the mic drop moment. This is why my marriage is over. I attached the video, hit send, and for once I felt the pure bliss of not needing to explain myself. Then I put my phone on silent and went for a long walk. The city was quiet, the air was crisp, and somewhere in the distance a dog barked, probably applauding me. Final update, 6 months later the divorce is official. My lawyer, bless him, said it was one of the quickest he'd ever seen. I think he even winked and said, Tom, that was surgical. Because honestly, a video of your wife publicly renouncing your marriage has this magical property. It annihilates all her bargaining power. It didn't just end my marriage, it obliterated their entire little world. The bride and groom? furious with Olivia for turning their big day into a one-woman soap opera. They cut her off completely. Apologies and side eyes were tossed my way like confetti, which was classy of them. But her parents? Now they are the real tea. Obsessed with their public image, and suddenly, their darling daughter was the headline of Humiliation Weekly. The story I heard is that they confronted her with the video. No denying it. No pleading. They completely withdrew emotional and financial support. Her lawyer? Fired. On the spot. She was told to get a job and, brace yourself, stand on her own 2 feet. Radical, I know. Ben got the worst of it. His girlfriend Emily transformed into a firestorm. She didn't just dump him, she went public. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, probably even LinkedIn, tagging both of them, posting the 10-second clip with a scathing caption about years of lies and disrespect. The story went viral in our social circle. Their carefully curated smear campaign against me? Obliterated. Public shaming meet reality. I even heard from a friend that Emily's father, a prominent local businessman, made a few calls. Ben's sales career, once a shiny, polished gem built on networking and charm, is now officially a dumpster fire. Olivia? Completely imploded. No money. Parents barely speaking to her. Friends scattered like confetti in a hurricane. She had to get a job as a waitress, living in a small apartment with 3 roommates. The exciting life she thought she was entitled to? Gone. Vanished. Poof. Me. I sold the house. Bought a smaller condo downtown with a great view. My space. Quiet. Peaceful. I can't emphasize that enough. Peaceful. And honestly, the best revenge wasn't the eviction, the bank account freeze, or the video drop. It was simply showing people the truth. She and Ben built their little fairy tale on lies and disrespect. All I did was hold up a mirror. And oh, how they hated the reflection. She called me boring. Maybe I am. But my life? Stable. Honest. Calm. Peaceful. Her life, the one she chose, is a chaotic mess. She woke up alone in that hotel room that night. But here's the kicker. The truth is she'd been alone in our marriage for a long time. I just finally made it official. Love this story? Like, share, and subscribe for more epic audio adventures. Stay curious and keep listening.